The left ventricle pumps blood and forces it out of the aorta at a very high pressure. This aorta carries it to the different parts of the body via arteries, and the deoxygenated blood is again transported by veins to the heart. So the arteries and the veins have to withstand a lot of blood pressure. So they need structures that can withstand this high blood pressure. For that, they have thickened structures of themselves. This is the structure of an artery, and this is the structure of a vein. Now see, the topmost layer of both arteries and veins consist of connective tissue. So the outermost layer is formed by the layer of connective tissue. The middle layer of both arteries and veins are made up of muscles. And the innermost layer of arteries and veins are made up of a single layer of cells which is known as the endothelium. So what are these pore-like structures? Well, these pore-like structures are known as the lumen. So this is an artery, and this is a vein. Now notice the difference in the thickness of the muscular layer, which is the middle layer of both the artery and the vein. See, the thickness of the muscular layer is reduced in the veins than in the arteries. So why is that? Well, let us see why this is happening. Well, this is because the arteries carry oxygenated blood from the heart at a very high pressure. So the arteries need to withstand greater blood pressure. Now these arteries reach the body cells or the body tissues, where they break down to form these branchings which are known as capillaries. Since the artery is getting divided into these branched capillaries, the blood pressure is also decreasing. Now these capillaries again join to form the vein that carries the deoxygenated blood back to the heart. So the blood pressure in the vein is reduced. And here the blood pressure is increased. This is the reason the muscular layer of the arteries is thicker than the muscular layer of the veins. Now the blood in the arteries move forward because of the high blood pressure. But in the veins, there is a greater chance of backflow because the blood pressure is reduced. And to prevent that, there is a special mechanism present in the veins that are not present in the arteries. Let us see what the special mechanism is. See, this is a vein, this is an artery. Can you notice the difference? Yes, this structure is absent in the artery. These are valves that prevent the backflow of blood and facilitates the unidirectional flow of the blood in the body. The walls of the capillaries are made up of cells that have spaces in between. See, this is one cell, this is another cell, this is a third cell. So there is space between two cells. And so food molecules and plasma can ooze out through the walls of the capillaries. So can food molecules and plasma also ooze out through the walls of the arteries and veins? Well, no, they cannot ooze out because arteries and veins are made up of a multiple layer of cells, and through which these molecules or plasma cannot ooze out. The walls of the capillaries are made up of only a single layer of cells known as the endothelium. So unlike the veins or the arteries that have multiple layers of muscular tissue, connective tissue and endothelium, capillaries are made of only a single layer of endothelial cells. This is the systemic circulation. The heart pumps oxygenated blood through the arteries, and the arteries carry it to the different parts of the body. Now, deoxygenated blood is again carried back by the veins to the heart. So, arteries break down into capillaries in the body tissues, and then the capillaries again join to form the vein, which carries the deoxygenated blood back to the heart. This is the normal systemic circulation. Now there is an exception to this rule. Let us see where this exception is taking place. Capillaries coming out of the intestine do not form a vein that directly goes to the heart. Instead, they form a vein that enters into the liver in the form of a vein which is known as the hepatic portal vein. So this vein is known as the hepatic portal vein. So the hepatic portal vein is entering into the liver. Now into the liver, the vein breaks down into these branches known as capillaries. And these capillaries again join to form another vein known as the hepatic vein. And this hepatic vein carries the deoxygenated blood back to the heart. So this hepatic portal vein starts with the capillary and ends with the capillary. And this system is known as the portal system. So in normal case, in the normal systemic circulation, arteries form the capillaries and the capillaries join to form the veins. But this is the only vein in the body that starts with capillaries and ends with capillaries. So this circulation between the heart and the body is of two types, systemic circulation and portal circulation or portal system.